Hi guys, today I will show you how exactly I'm trading weekends and financial news days and weeks, and how you should probably do it as well. So let's get straight into it. I will get to the price action that happened last week and over the last days, with the move starting from 80k up to 93k this weekend and before this weekend. And I will show you exactly the trade that I took before this weekend, so I can explain exactly what I'm thinking when I'm trading weekends, or rather when I'm not really doing much when it's weekend. So we had this strong move, which is, to be honest, more like a dead cat move, where you are literally just being into a high sell pressure and a lot of shorts opening at the bottom at around 80k, which is a big support. It was also a value area low of the former range that we were into, so around April of 25. And so this was a very good long trade that I actually took on my 50k funded account that I kind of won a lot on, around probably 3%. So we are left with this big move up until this weekend, which has crystallized around 93k. When I saw this big move starting from 86, 87k up to 90s, like let's say 92k, I actually wanted to start a short. And why do I want to start a short? I want to start a short. I wanted to start a short because I know that this is a kind of a big move, but it's not fueled by longs. It's mostly fueled by either shorts being short squeezed, or longs taking profit, and then shorts getting back in, and then they're getting short squeezed again, and so on. And so I have noticed that from 80 to 92k, the whole move was shorts closing, shorts getting squeezed, the longs not doing much really. Longs are not really opening with having the open interest increasing. And so my opinion was that we will actually go ahead and create a lower high here. So a lower high here, and after this we will go a bit lower, which actually happened. Obviously you can know what's happening in trading, this is just probabilities, but let's just say for the sake of this trade, what I actually did right here was I shorted around 91k, which was probably premature now that you're looking in hindsight, but this is not really that important. So I shorted around 91k here. Now what happened this weekend and before the weekend is that we moved until 93k, which is fine. Now let's actually get into what I wanted to explain. Weekend price action for me is actually from 2 a.m. okay, from 2 a.m. On Saturday to 2 a.m. on Monday, which means that in this range of price action I'm expecting to be low volume. I'm expecting it that my trades will not go as expected for me, okay, for my process, for my way of trading, because there is not enough volume in order to sustain my move, or to sustain my my way of trading, right? My probability will not go through just because there is not enough volume. And usually in times of weekend there are mostly short squeezes, long squeezes, positions being closed rather than new positions being opened. Obviously you can see that, but as a rule of thumb I don't really trade weekends, but explaining what I actually do would be that I'm not actually opening new trades. So let's say that I had this 91k trade from here, right? So this is a 91k short from here. I will not open another, let's say I will not close this short and then open another one. The maximum that I do in weekends is actually just adding to my winning trades, okay? So the only thing that I would have done this weekend, if I would have had the chance and I would have said, okay, listen, this looks like it has the potential of going lower on this weekend, I would have, let's say, it would have broken down from here. I would have probably compounded my short trade here. But this is the maximum thing that I would do. So compounding my short here. But then if I would have seen a high probability trade on Ethereum or Solana or something else, short or long or whatever, I would have thought about it twice of opening in either direction, because this is a weekend trade. Okay, weekends are not good for me and my process, just because the volume is low, the probability is not in my favor, so my edge will not work. Okay, this is something that you can keep in mind. Just think about it this way. My edge has the probability, let's say, skewed to my advantage only when the volume acts accordingly. It's simple. Okay, so right here, this would have been probably the only trade that I would have taken, where it was going to be a compound of a short that was already in profits. But other than that, I'm not really touching weekends ever, unless, let's say, we would have had this big move to 85k in the weekend. Then I would have said, okay, the drop was actually 6 to 7k. I can take some risk to say, okay, I can take an 85k long with the invalidation of 80k, because this is the whole week of the move, and then you are around 1% risk for a type B idea, like I have explained in the last video. So this is fine. This would have been fine, but this is an extreme move that would have happened in the weekend, and I don't think this happens often. So as a rule of thumb, weekends are not really for opening new positions, but rather maybe check for opportunities to compound your already winning positions. This is my opinion. This is how I do it, and I think it works. I think it actually also gives you some break from trading, which is actually needed. I think that it is very important to remember that we are human beings. We should have some time for ourselves, for our family, for our, I don't know, wife, girlfriends, parents, and so on, or even for our other hobbies, because if this is your job, or let's say second job, then you would probably like to have some hobbies. And so just take it easier. If you can compound your winning trades, do it. If not, just forget about it, right? It's weekend. Just take a break, come back on Monday, look at Monday. You look at this extremely big move on Monday. If you had this short like I had, you would have just been in profits, and that's it, and you would have been relaxed, and now you're sharp and ready to react to the market and to what the New York session on Monday will give us. Okay, so keep that in mind. This is how I trade weekends. Okay, so let's see how exactly I'm trading news days. Okay, let's just say that last week I would have expected news on Wednesday. Okay, so this is Wednesday here, and I'm expecting news on Wednesday. How do I trade the week knowing that there are news on Wednesday? Okay, so let's say this is news. This is a news day. Okay, so this is a news day. I'm going into another week on Monday, and I'm expecting the news. I know that the news are going to happen on Wednesday. How I do this is the following. I know that the volume will be lower. Okay, I know that everybody, if it's an important news piece, of course, if you have something that is not really that important, you probably shouldn't care that much. But think about it this way. Let's say it's an important news day. Obviously, everybody's waiting for it, so the volume will be low. So once again, it's treated like a weekend, but it's a bit different. So I am expecting news. I'm expecting low volatility before and after the day, and maybe even inside the trading day, but before the actual the news drops, the numbers. And so I know that my edge is biased towards actually having volume in the market. Okay, great. So I'm getting out of this weekend that had a decent move of around 4.5k. This is great. I'm on a Monday now. So I know that it's possible that even on Monday I will not have a good enough move. But most important thing that I keep in mind is that the news are on Wednesday. Okay, whenever the news is on, let's say, Wednesday, as is in this example, I know that I should expect the day before the news and the day with the news, okay, to be lower volatility. Of course, this wasn't news day, so we actually had a really good move upside. But what I do is I am wary of the fact that I should be having most of my trades as type C ideas if they are around the news days. Okay, so let's say it's on Wednesday. If I want to take a trade on either my Tuesday, Wednesday, or the day after, I know that the volume itself won't be high enough in order for the chart to stabilize. The C type idea is either a scalp or a 0.5 to 1% risk idea that I know that I probably cannot keep for more than 1 day. Obviously, it's possible that you just get a good trade type C idea that I have discussed in the last video. If you haven't seen it, you should probably take a look. I can take a type C idea and actually keep it for more than 1 day, more than half a day, more than 3 days. Maybe it becomes an actual move that is being it's being fueled to higher highs or locally, right? This can happen, but I think what is important is to think about it like this. I know that my edge is light in volume. Okay, no problem. I take my C-type trade, which I know that it isn't a higher probability chance to be kept for more than 1 day or more than 2 days, let's say. I know that it's designed to be for low volatility, either weekend or news days or before and after news days. And mentally, I just tell myself, listen, if I lose this trade or if I close it before I actually would have wanted to have it on my stop loss, like let's say I would have taken my trade around here and my stop loss would have been around here, or my stop loss would have been around here because it's under the weekend price action low, and I would have, let's say, taken the trade out here, okay, because no problem, I think it's going lower. It's a type C idea. I already know that I'm expecting this trade to be, let's say, not as reliable as the other trades, B or A trades. So at this point, my psychological edge says, no problem. I already knew that this trade is having less probability than my A trades or B trades, which are my bread and butter, okay? So at this point, these are just extras. If I make money on these trades and they're actually runners in a few days, this is absolutely exquisite. If not, it's whatever. It's just another day at work. So this is how I trade news days. I just say mentally that this is a type C idea. I'm not expecting anything from this trade. Obviously, you should never expect anything from any of your trades, but more so less from your C type idea ideas that you are putting into the market. And so I think that the best thing to do in times of news trading is having your position on, expecting it to not act accordingly to your plan. If you know that your edge lies in volume and actual price action, I know that it's okay to lose it. It's okay to take faster profits. It's okay to take faster losses, smaller losses. It's okay to say, okay, I know this trade is good, I know this trade has potential, but I also know that it's around important news days and important news weeks that usually have lower volume because there are not as many market participants in the market, just because they're all expecting the news, waiting for the news and so on. So the market actually has to stabilize, okay? If it stabilizes in my favor, why not? I can take the trade here, I will just compound it here, compound it here. It doesn't matter, okay? We take it as a normal trade, but we understand mentally that anything can happen, more than in a normal week where already anything can happen, okay? So it's really important to set your expectations accordingly to the type of the type of trade you're taking, to the type of idea you're outputting into the market, to the type of plan you're actually doing in order to trade a news day or a news week and so on, okay? Always understand that the way the market moves doesn't matter. It only matters the way that you're being affected by the move or by the fact that you're taking this or that trade and you're expecting something to happen with said trade. When you're putting in the market the type C idea, you're just letting the market do its thing as you're doing with any ideas, but you're understanding the context, okay? The context is that it's a news trading day, low probability, low volume, and that's that. You just go on to the next one. We're doing this for the long run. We're not doing this for today, tomorrow, and so on. So I hope this helped. I hope this made you maybe understand the fact that not all trades and not all ideas and not all weeks are being traded the same. Maybe it helped you a bit to understand the fact that, I don't know, weekends shouldn't be as important as Mondays or Tuesdays or Fridays because it's weekend. you're taking a bit more leisure positioning, or maybe you're just compounding your winning trades, or maybe you're just not doing anything, you're just observing from time to time. Maybe it just helps you. Only by the fact that you're observing, you're actually relaxing, and you're just checking the price action. You're just checking and you're saying, this doesn't really look high probability. This doesn't really look like it has any volume. It doesn't really look like there are any longs opening when the price is going up. So why would I be a participant in this market, in this move? Let's just wait for clarity on Monday, which is happening right now. And so I hope you enjoyed this video, and on to the next one. Cheers.